Yo guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I'm gonna give you my spoiler-free thoughts on Thunderbolts. Alright, so Thunderbolts has released to the worldwide public, and I have to say I am really happy with this one. It's finally Marvel Studios being back, as some people would say. To me, it never was gone. To me, it always was there. They had their highs, they had the lows, but with Thunderbolts, they absolutely do have a big fucking high on their hands. This one is great. It's not your typical Marvel movie. You could see that from the perspective of their marketing campaign only. They did a lot of things that they have never done before. So they are really throwing it high with this one. And you can definitely see that in this movie. Some of the things I absolutely appreciate to the fullest with this one, and I think they are quite great, is them just focusing mostly on Yelena and mostly on Sentry, but also throwing the other Thunderbolts in there, but also making everyone better. It's by far Yelena's movie, it's by far Sentry's movie. They are the two leads of it, but they do give the other characters enough time to shine so everyone makes their worth of their appearances. Everyone is great, everyone is hilarious in some capacity. Their interactions with each other work really well, and they make sure that the movie is funny or is just fun to watch, even though its themes are quite depressing if you think about them. And I also do think, which may be the biggest plus I can give this movie, is they took all these characters out of all the MCU projects that are considered not that great. If you think about Ghost, Ant-Man and the Wasp, US Agent, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the Black Widow movie, all of these projects are not that well received by the public. They still took all of these characters and put them inside of a movie, and they made them instant fan favorites, at least to me. I think the way they handled the characters was sublime and was absolutely phenomenal. Does the movie has its flaws? Yes. Is it based on their story? Not so much. The characters are flawless. That's all I can say about that. If you consider the story, it's quite simple, and it's way more simple than I expected it to be. It's like, if you consider everything with this movie, it's mostly took place around a day, which was something I did not expect. It's really just them rolling from one place into another, and having all these things happening just behind each other, and it's all one continuous loop of events, which happens in such a short time span that you really are sometimes wondering, like, okay, how is all of this happening so incredibly fast, and how are all these people getting from place to place that incredibly fast? That's a nitpick I can give it. It may be a little too fast that some of these things play out, and that some people train to do something, if I have to say so, spoiler free. So that may be a little nitpick to its story. Otherwise, to make it this compact also really helped to make it more relatable, to make you feel more with the characters as you're just vibing with a day of these characters, which is awesome. And also something the story does is making this one not your typical Marvel movie, as the story and where they go and the jokes they do and the themes they handle is really something that Marvel hasn't really done in their movies yet. We know they're taking big risks. They made like TV mature for Daredevil, and they threw in 128 fucks in Daredevil and Wolverine, so we know they like taking risks nowadays. But this one took risks in all the other ways. It's not your typical Marvel movie, as it's just not a story that is fun to watch. It's a funny movie because Red Guardian and stuff like that, he throws in a lot of bangers of one-liners. He is absolutely incredible and absolutely hilarious. I do think every single line that David Harbour delivers is golden. But the themes that they use, and the themes that they use to focus their entire story on, the depression of it, is really something I did not consider Marvel doing, especially if you think about the third act of this one. Of course, it has a fight scene, and of course, it's fighting, it's CGI is middled with it, but it's still, it feels very real what they do, and it feels very epic. But the way that the main villain may not even be who you think it's going to be, it's more like a feeling people have inside, and I think it's a relatable feeling for a lot of people, that they handled incredibly well. The themes and the maturity of those themes and the relatability of those themes, I think they handled it perfectly. And even though that gives you not your typical third act for a movie, it made, for me personally, something that is even more special, which I absolutely appreciated every single way. That was an incredible thought by the writers and the director of this movie to make it around that. So yeah, I am a big fan of Thunderbolts. I really thought this one was absolutely phenomenal, and I loved the ways they handled the story and the other things. A nitpick I could give is, as I just said, that the story took place maybe a little bit too fast. Another nitpick I can give is that not all of the characters are handled in the superb way that most of them are. There are some exceptions to it that you will definitely understand once you see the movie. Not everything is as fleshed out as it could have been. And the marketing strategy was genius, but there are some other things that happen behind the scenes that make you think, like, okay, this is what is going to happen to some of these characters, and yeah, everyone can guess it, but some of these things do indeed happen. So that was something that was a little bit less on their side. But still, I thought Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts was a great and perfect entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and absolutely one of the better movies of Phase 4 and Phase 5 and probably even Phase 6. This one was absolutely incredible, and it may be the best one after Spider-Man No Way Home and Deadpool and Wolverine. But those two movies were great, mostly because of their cameos, especially No Way Home. We can consider that one having a great story because the emotional impact that one has. Deadpool and Wolverine is just an amazing fuckfest of cameos and a huge-ass love letter to the Fox X-Men movies. This one dials it back. This one is not multiversal. This one just has a story about these misfits that are supposed to work together now. And that makes this one extra special because they make it work with only a limited, between brackets, amount of resources, as they do not rely on the multiverse in any way. They do not rely on cameos in any way. It's just them, a great story, even better characters, in a well-paced time that you love in the movie theater. I thought Thunderbolts was awesome. I'm going to give this one 4 stars and a heart. Highly deserving of that. May even rise on a rewatch, but I have to see that. For now, it's around 4 stars. What did you think of Thunderbolts? Please let me know in the comments down below because I'm really excited to hear your opinion on this one. I want to thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you and bye-bye.